when I went to LA, I shot the BET Awards. I did 3 straight days of that. Never done it before. It was a lot of fun. It was hard because it was super hot. They were in like a heat wave, and the show I shot was like in the sun, and you get like sun headaches and you're getting like burned. But I had a ball with it. It was great. But the remainder of the trip, all I really wanted to do was go to 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu for myself and put my daughter in it. And
shout out to Eddie Bravo.
Love Eddie, and I'm gonna say something about him in a minute. And I want to put my daughter in at the Gracie Academy in Torrance. She's 8, she trains too. But of course, the Gracie Academy picks that 1 week to close out of the whole year. They close the 1 week that I come to town. But 10th Planet's open, so I go take class there as much as I can. And I've shot Eddie a bunch of times. I've been there for like 3 years now. I've gone at least once a year. And I've shot Eddie as a jiu-jitsu person. And he also has a rock group called Smoke Serpent. And I've shot his band every year. I've shot them. So when I see him, and he's always great, he's always really warm to me, whatever, and he says, hey, we should shoot the band. So now I'm on vacation, which for me means I want to shoot. I like shooting as long as it's not something that's high pressure. Like if I'm trying to enjoy myself, well then maybe I don't really want a magazine job where there's going to be a creative director and as a client, and everybody's like, oh, the picture's good. But I do want to shoot. I've brought, I brought the 3 flashes with this Joe McNally tri-flash grip, which is fantastic. You put the 3 flashes on one, like a lighting attachment. You can put an umbrella. It's great to hand hold it. So I want to shoot, but I'm still a little bit apprehensive when he says, hey, let's shoot the band, because I've shot the band last year and the year before, and both of those times I created a shot that I thought was really, really good.
Right.
Okay, so I'm thinking, like the year before last I took a great shot, the next year I took an even better shot. So I say to him, I go, look, we can shoot the band, I'm just having fun, I'd love to shoot the band, but I don't think I can top the last 2 shots that I did of the group. One I did with the Leica, and it's kind of colorful and it's kind of like skewed in perspective, and it's just a really cool shot. Looks very modern. Then the other one looks like we shot it on a rooftop of Legends. I rented this Pro Photo light with the Magnum reflector and balanced the daylight with the artificial light. It looks really commercial. Really looks like an expensive shot. Like if you saw the shot, you're gonna go, these guys spent money on this photo shoot. They look like rock stars. Great shot. I know I can't top it. So I'm nervous. He's like, no, let's shoot. But even though I'm having fun, because I'm shooting a guy who's my friend and there's no real client like a magazine or a boss or a paycheck, I'm still sort of nervous. But we go to shoot, and we're out there in the street, and I've got this guy, Rob Udabi, they call him. He's like holding the light for me and stuff, and we're shooting. And at one point, the whole group's lined up like they're, posing or whatever. And Eddie sort of like puts his knees together, and he bends down, and he's got both hands on his knees, and he's bent down. And it's a really awkward pose. And I'm like, what is he doing? So I go like, all right, Eddie, let's bring you up now, and he goes, yeah, I'm doing Ace Frehley. I go, what? He's like, yeah, I'm doing Ace Frehley, man, the 1977 picture, with the Mylar colorful background. This is Ace Frehley from then. Take the picture, man. And I'm like, oh, okay, click and take the picture. And I'm like, what the hell's going on?
That pose sounds really not masculine.
Right. Right. The shot doesn't work. And if you know Kiss, well, Ace was not the tough guy. Ace was the guy in the band. Right. You're like, okay, I could kick his ass at least. Right. But again, so 2 minutes later, we're shooting some more. And then Eddie does this thing. He's got his arms outstretched, and he's pushing back the other members of the group as if to be like, get out of the way. I'm taking the center spotlight. And I'm going like, well, why is he pushing the other guys? And as I'm about to say something, he goes, you remember this? I'm doing Vain, man. This is Vain. There was this rock group called Vain. And the singer was like pushing the guys back like, I got this. Don't worry, guys. I got this. And I realized that what's going on is he's having fun at the shoot.
Right.
And this sounds so simple. But for someone like myself, where everything is so serious, I'm going to myself like, wow, like I really think about it. Like here I'm on vacation and I'm calling myself having fun shooting in a sense. Like I said, there's no real client. I haven't brought a full kit of gear. I've brought my whole Leica system and this one tri-flash thing, and but like I didn't hire an assistant. I've got Rob holding the light. And in my mind, it's like, okay, this will be kind of fun because again, I don't have the pressure that I have on a lot of stuff I shoot. But I'm not able to have fun with it to the degree that, like, when I pick up that camera, then I'm making jokes about shots that we've seen of Kiss or Vane. And here's Eddie, who, if you think about it, the pictures are more important to him than me. It's his band. I mean, he's the guy that's really going to get the shot and use it. You know, maybe it's going to make my book, most likely not. But he's the guy that really needs the picture. He's the one who's asked for the shoot. But he's having a ball. He's just laughing, thinking of poses. And I go like, why can't I relax to that degree where I can just have fun with what I'm doing and not be so like, I gotta make sure it's in focus, and I gotta make sure the photo is balanced and that the light is perfect. Like, why can't I do that?
I mean, I don't know. I know I can't do that. Even though there are shoots that I do, test shoots or just like, you know, low-end jobs. I mean, there's a pressure for me to create work that's above and beyond what I did before. I mean, I just don't want to do like status quo stuff. And that doesn't mean that it's great. That just means in my standard, in my measuring field, I just don't want to do something that's just okay. So there's a pressure that I create for myself that I want to, and even I've told people this, I want to do, if you paid me $600, I want the shot to look like it's a $6,000 shoot or $60,000 shoot, because that's where, that's the level, or that's the bar that I want to set. And I just can't operate where I'm clowning around.
Right, and that's the thing, like I said, because when he said, let's shoot, the first thought that goes into my mind is, well, wait a minute. I shot 2 fantastic photos. One of them is actually in my book, the one on the roof of Legends. Like, I've shot 2 great shots. I can't top what I did last time. That's what's going through my mind. And what's going through his mind is like, hey, this would be fun to do a shoot. Like, this would be fun. We'll get dressed up. We'll take some pictures. We'll get some cool shots. And I think, I don't know, man, I think if you could develop that ability to just have fun, like, I don't know, I think that's a good thing. I wish I could do it. And like, I've been full-time photographer now 13 years, where it's almost in a way like you don't have a job, in a sense that you're not going to the office every day from 9 to 5, and you can make your own schedule, and you might shoot Saturday and Sunday, and in your mind, you're like, well, I don't have to work every weekday this week. I just shot both days of the weekend. But the number of times that I've taken half a day off and gone to the movies during that, say, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. period in 13 years, I don't think it's been 4 times. I don't think it's been 4 or 5 times. I can't make myself relax like that and just be like, oh, I'm going to go enjoy a movie. I can't. I'll go to the movies on a Saturday or an evening, but during that work period, my mind is so just whatever. I don't know what the word would be, nervous or work driven, like, but I don't know, but I envy someone who has that ability to just have fun and be making fun of a Vane poster picture from like 20 years ago and not going, well, I gotta make sure I pose right. He's having a ball, and I wish I could learn how to do that, man.
You know, I remember when I was coming up in the industry and coming up as a photographer, I did the behind the scenes of a Mark Baptiste shoot. And Mark Baptiste is a very colorful, very animated photographer. He was shooting Queen Latifah's group, and he was very, very relaxed. He was joking around. He was like, oh yeah, he was joking about, I was locked out of my car, but luckily that, you know, I don't know, whatever his ethnicity said, and he claimed his ethnicity, or just like that ghetto in me, I was able to, you know, pick the lock and get in that car, and just like, you know, he was just really a character. And it was fascinating. And even when I've seen him do stuff at his shows, he did a series of books. He was shooting with a Kodak Instamatic camera, not an Instamatic camera, but just like a camera, like one of those box cameras. And it was like, all right, and he was throwing that. He was like putting the camera between his legs, and he's putting it in front. And you know those shots are not gonna work, because you just.
But that's not what it's about.
But it's not what it's about. It's about his character coming through. It's about him expressing himself. It's about him communicating that I'm a fun guy, and the shoots that we're gonna be doing are fun. And,
that whole thing.
You're gonna enjoy yourself when I'm shooting you, and that's totally opposite with me. So I'm like,
and that's the crazy thing, because I am having fun shooting Eddie's group, but I'm just not able to have fun to the level of I'm going like, hey, why don't you do the kiss pose, because it's funny. I'm having fun compared to a hype hair shoot when I've got this shot list in my head of 300 shots I've got to get done, but I never have fun like that. I don't know, man. I wish I could. I wish I could.